we are going to be having the presentation in 3 segments. The first part is what I'm going to be starting off now. I'm going to be doing the introduction to MMM. I'm going to tell you about MMM, what MMM is. A lot of us I know would have read a lot of things online about MMM, but some are still a little bit skeptical about it. Is it something that is worthwhile? So I'll do that in the introductory part. Then we'll now go to the other part, which is the questions and answer. So the essence of the question and answer is, once I'm through with the introduction, during the course of my introducing it, using my slides, you might have 1 or 2 or 3 questions to ask. Just note them down somewhere. If you need a sheet of paper, you can just call the command there. You can just give a sheet of paper to write something and just take down your questions, and that section will take all those questions. So the last part is the live registration, whereby we can see practical groups. We can give some people time to just talk about their experiences, because we have a lot of people here that are already in MMM. So we'll do that in the last class, and we'll also show you how you can register and also be part of the community. So that is just the 3 segments we have. So I'm going to be starting off with the introduction right now. Those that are coming late, I hope they will be able to meet us. But even after this presentation, we'll be having this slides. I'll tell you where to download them, so that you can also have it as a copy for yourself. Alright, so let's go into the presentation proper. I think you can see me. Okay. Alright, so I want to welcome everybody to the MMMNigeria presentation today. Today we are going to be going into what MMM is, and we'll treat it in details. A lot of people have been asking me the question about what these initials actually mean. Because when you tell people that it's triple M, the first thing they ask is that what does those 3 letters, those 3 M's, what do they mean? And here it is. The first letter M means Mablodi, the next letter means Mondial, and the last M means movement. Mablodi is the name of the founder of this community, this MMM in itself. His full name is Saji Mablodi, but we just pick the first surname as the first M. Why Mondial means something that is universal, something that is global, something that is not restricted to a particular country. So basically, MMM is not only in Nigeria, it's an international body, it's an international community, it's not just based in Nigeria alone. Why movement simply means it's a community, it's an enclosure, it's a group of people coming together to assist themselves, to help themselves in any way. So MMM is a global community of financial aid and donation exchange. It's a social network that connects those that want to donate money to those that actually needs money. In essence, we are linking up people that have some spare money that they don't currently need for the present moment. They are being linked up with people that actually need money at the present moment. There's a connectivity between both parties. Those that have the money to donate and those that are available to request for that money as a sort of assistance for themselves. So in MMM, participants transfer money directly to each other. Participants transfer money directly to each other. MMM works with what we call a peer-to-peer system of exchange. There's no central account, and MMM will not collect your money. This part of it is what people ask me now, what do we mean by peer-to-peer system? Peer-to-peer system simply means when you are making your donations in MMM, you are not paying to like a company's bank account. You know, what all of us are used to is that when you want to do business, you need to have the bank details of the company or the organization you're paying to it. And if you want to also make withdrawal, you click on your withdrawal button, and somebody that's like an admin of the company will be the one to send you the money that you make request for. No, that doesn't apply in MMM. In MMM, we use direct member transfers between each other. In essence, every one of us here now, by the time we decide to join MMM, your bank account will now be like what becomes MMM's bank account. If you are making any transactions, if you want to send money to somebody, you are going to see the bank details of the person, and you pay directly to that person's bank account. Also, when you want to make your own withdrawal too, someone is going to see your bank details is going to be shown to somebody in the system. That person will make the exact amount you requested for. But it might just be a group of people that will make donations of that amount you actually requested for, and they will send it directly to your account. So in essence, we are going to cut off that part of maybe charges, like, you know, some of us that, I don't know if any one of us that we conversed with online currencies before. Perfect money, they pay as they pay power. So, you know, when you are using those means to transfer money on like that, some hidden charges that apply maybe 1% or 2%. So MMM cuts off that. So in essence, we are making direct transfer to ourselves using those systems. So that's how we say it's a peer-to-peer system of exchange. There's no central account. MMM community started way back in the year 2011. This history is also important for us to know. MMM started online in the year 2011, but it's a project that has been long a dream of Sergio Maglodi way back as the year 1994 when he started it. And Sergio Maglodi is based in Eastern Europe, Russia to be precise. So his main motive of creating this community is to create what we call a new financial order as a world mutual aid community, which is primarily aimed at helping people to become financially independent. That was his dream. That was what led him towards incorporating or starting up this community of MMM. So what MMM's main focus on, or the vision of MMM, the main vision of MMM is to create a platform whereby there won't be any division between those that are rich and those that are poor. Like what we know now that we have in our normal contextual financial system is that the money is just within 20% rich. I don't know if you get what I'm saying. Like if you should look at people that are controlling the economy of Nigeria now, they are like the 10%, or maybe if we struggle a little bit, like 15 to 20%. The rest 80% are almost on the same platform. You see that we're on the average, you're on the poor part, you are trying to like live from hand to mouth and stuff like that. The money is always within those 20%. But this guy was looking at the system, was trying to, because of this kind of imbalance in the system, his major motive was to create a sort of system that would bridge that gap. The gap is wide, 20% to 80%. That means the bulk of the people are poor. So you understand? So that was why he created this system that let's look for a way in which we can bridge both parties together, whereby everybody can have at least a feel of wealth, can have a feel of financial independence, can have a feel of being free financially. So that's what MMM's ideology is all about. So when it started way back in 1994, because of that dream, it was like something that appealed to the masses. It was something that appealed to everybody that were like on the average part, that were like in the 80% part. And the 80% control the bulk of the population. So when it launched in 1994, I'm trying to just give a flashback before it came to 2011 and why we had to go back to 2011, why it had to be launched back in 2011. So in 1994, when everybody started contributing in MMM, they were using what we call a central account, a central bank account there. So if you want to make donations to MMM that time, you pay into MMM's bank account, or if you go to their office, you pay them cash, they'll keep it in their storeroom. So within 1994 to like 1998, they discovered that funds in MMM's bank account was close to 1/3 of the total budget of Russia at that particular time. Let me break it down. So that simply means if, I think we already read ours like last month, and I think it was close to some trillions of naira, something like that. So in Russia, then let's assume that their budget in 1994 was like $1 million. That means MMM's account was holding $300,000 in their account. So just like what I was saying, the 20% will not want to agree with that, because you are now going to be like, every one of us now has the power. What gives you the power as a man or as a woman is if the thing is here. When they ask for it, you can always give it back. That is what gives you the power. So it was like a threat to the government then that how will this kind of people will start doing things like this? They are helping themselves, everybody's carrying out any project they want to do freely, and it was like a threat to them. So government had to step in, and the only way they could step in, if you check the sequence of any business that closes online, like for those of, I don't know if anybody has been online, because okay, fine. If you check the sequence of what used to happen in most businesses, maybe passive programs that happen online, is that maybe it starts today, within the next 3 months, the year that it has disappeared. Most times what happens is either, number one, maybe the company's account is hacked. There are a lot of people that are very good technologically. They can use system to do anything. They can use system to defraud anybody. So you can just have some people like that come into such a system and they just hack it. Or the government comes into it and looks like, these guys, if we allow them to grow like this, they are going to be like, they'll just take all over the whole economy. They say that people will not be going to bank again, they'll just be using such platforms. So the government have to step in. And the only way they know they will step in is that if you can hold the bank account, if you can freeze the account of such a company, you have indirectly closed down the company. So that was what happened to MMM in 1998 when Saji started off. So MMM had to go bankrupt, there was no money coming, when people placed withdrawal, nobody was getting paid again, and stuff like that. And they now went further to jail this guy. They jailed Saji Mabrode for the period of between 1998 to the year 2012. He was in jail for 4 years. I'm giving you all this history so that by the time you go online, when you Google MMM, you see a lot of things about it. Don't be skeptical. Don't let it be like a new thing to you. That's why I'm opening up to you. Because what we do in our presentation, we want to just be plain with everybody. We want to tell you as it is, so that when you're coming into it, you know what you are coming into right from the beginning. So from 1998, you have to be jailed because of they were like this guy. For you to have started such a movement, then that means we need to put you under some kind of subjection. Number one, they block the accounts, nobody could get money. So what people used to ask is that, look, if all this money that now that government has seized, like the issue of, I think, Kasuki is happening now, all this money that they froze or they recover from Abacha, who is getting it?
Government.
Who is getting it now? They will tell us they've recovered millions and stuff like that, but who is getting it? It's not benefiting anybody. They will just claim the money, collect it from somebody and still spend it within 30% or 20% rate. Sure you understand? So after they frozen MMM's account in 1990, they also put this guy in prison. So, but what happened was that it's just like saying now that you can kill the body, but the spirit of the man, the driving factor in the man, you can't kill it. Sure you understand? He was jailed, he was in prison, but that is vision. They can't stop it. So the guy had to come up with another idea that how can we still go ahead with this vision? That when we come back or when we restart it back, we won't have this issue of government killing us or stopping us. That was why they now came up with that initial concept that I started from this peer-to-peer system, whereby all of us now, if we want to make donations now, we pay directly to someone's account. We also want to make withdrawals, so someone pays directly into your account. Currently now, as it stands, world over, MMM has over 138 million participants globally around the world. Go online, and these statistics, I think it should be around October of last year. So that means MMM will have even grown past 138 million members. Sure you understand? So the idea now is that if anybody wants to now close MMM today, all they need to do is that they need to now go into 138 million members bank accounts around the world to close MMM, which is, I don't know, except that person doesn't have work again for his life, or maybe that is the personal tax they're giving him. Next when we now have to start going to 138 million people accounts all around the whole world to pick up their account. What I'm trying to say is that Sadiq came up with this idea that made MMM unstoppable. It made it something that anybody can start, and you don't have the fear of maybe it wants to close tomorrow, because there's this decentralization. Everybody is like, it's just as if you come to the system now and you need 20,000 naira now, or maybe you want to just maybe I have 20,000 naira and you need it. And for me now, I don't need that 20,000 particularly at that particular moment. I can freely give it to you. Sure you understand? But because of, let's say because of the war system and the trust is no more there, so even if you want to give it, like somebody will like, are you sure you pay me back? Or maybe we should sign an agreement. Sure you understand? But MMM is now creating a platform in which, okay, we can now link up with ourselves directly based on trust, based on the fact that, okay, fine, there are some rules guiding every one of us. We get to that part also, I'll show you all these rules that's guiding the community, but based on trust that everyone can easily come into the community, make your donation, you get rewarded for a particular percentage every month on it, make withdrawals and get paid. And when you're getting paid, you're being paid directly to your own bank account. So you understand? So MMM has 138 million members, MMM is in 107 countries, MMM is the largest donation exchange network in the whole wide world. In 1994, I've explained this, it held 1/3 of the entire cash in Russia. It was recently reported also that Bitcoin prices have been driven by MMM community, because if 138 million people are using a particular currency, there's always that surge. There's always that demand and supply thing that's going on. So MMM is indirectly controlling the price of Bitcoin. Bitcoin is like an e-currency, so like all this perfect money, it's more wealthier, it's more precious, or it's more richer than every other currencies around. I'll show you how to use this too. But this is just case we want to use it. But locally in Nigeria, we use our naira to transact. So we are a community that is built on helping people become financially free. The ideology is to create a fair financial system where money will no longer be an issue. It's also to create a platform where there will be no need to go to the bank to borrow money for executing your financial projects. You just come to MMM, you can leave it. Let's say you have a project in the next 6 months to achieve. You can start planning it through MMMs, making your donations to MMM, and you plan it for the next 6 months. By that 6 months, your money will have grown to a particular state that you can now use it to execute that financial project. So we are just trying to, MMM is creating that platform whereby these things can be done. So how does MMM work? How does the community work? How does MMM function? This is how it functions. It functions in the sense that if you find MMM is a community providing help, if you are the one now that you want to start off something, you want to register in MMM, you'll be required to provide an assistant and help, a financial help. The minimum is $10 or 2,000 naira. So once you provide that help, you'll be linked up with somebody on the other side that is requesting for that amount you want to actually donate to the community. So that's why you can see this kind of arrangement. It's like a cycle going around. Somebody needs the money, somebody is ready to get it. It goes around. That person gets it, uses it to execute his project. Maybe after the project, he still needs another, he has another project, he comes back again to MMM. He makes donation again. Goes down like that. So you're just creating a distribution system whereby money is not actually in the hands of only 20% alone. The money is within the 100% of the population. So everybody is getting assistance. You might not need it today, somebody needs it today. When it's your own turn also, when you need it, people will put funds together to assist you just through MMM. So that's how it works. So we're now going to the issues of how do we do it? Like when you register now, how do you provide the help? How do you also get financial assistance from the community? When you register first of all in MMM,